Haley Thompson converts on the breakaway. Haley Tiller works in, cuts to the net, what a move, back in, score! Rebound, they jam away, they score! Tie game in the final minute. Now to Thompson now, Thompson looking out front, Haley Tiller, she scores! Haley Tiller, OT winner. Song for Cruzel, Cruzel shoots, scores! What a
The following is a presentation of Burlington.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in Chestwood Arena, the site of our game this afternoon. It's the second game of this round robin at championship weekend. The Barracudas, coming off a massive comeback against the Durham West Lightning yesterday, take on the number 2 seed Mississauga Hurricanes. Jaden Ho, glad you're with us. Jared Bapty to join me shortly for the call as we get set for starting lineups and the national anthem here from Chestwood. And Mississauga coming into this game off a win as well, so big implications for a potential game on Sunday for both of these teams. A win for either team guarantees them a game on Sunday, whether that's for gold or bronze still to be determined. But for Burlington, an opportunity to keep the momentum going after that furious flurry in the last couple of minutes against Durham. Haley Thompson, 2 goals. Addie Butler, the overtime winner, as Jared Bapty with me on the call now. And Jared, a big one this afternoon.
Oh yes, Mississauga, the second place team in the U22 Elite, but Burlington has overcome not just the Durham West Lightning, but the Mississauga Hurricanes. And I wanted to make note, I'm not sure if she is in fact dressed or not. It looks like she is. Georgia Haxma is in the lineup today. She scored back in October when Mississauga came to visit Mainway. So she could be a factor as the second AP in today's game.
As it's chipped in deep behind the Mississauga net. Here's Addie Butler on the puck, trying to cycle out up to the blue line. Pinching in is Sarah Elson. Loose for Butler to the slot with a shot that didn't get through to the net. Clear to the corner as the Hurricanes take over. Behind the net, Ho. She takes a check from Haley Thompson, the multiple goal scorer for Burlington yesterday, and now the Hurricanes are away. Skated up through the middle of the ice. Turned over at the blue line and bouncing puck to the side of the Barracuda net. Mackenzie Ferguson in the Barracuda goal this afternoon. Her first start of the postseason. Lauren Cruzel on the puck on the far side. Feeds Ella Frigi. She chips it up the boards in a foot race now as Kate Pasma gets back, and that will be icing against Burlington. And we'll come all the way back down to the Barracuda's half of the ice.
Jaden, you mentioned that this is Mackenzie Ferguson's first postseason start. She struggled a little bit to get back into the rhythm of her usual play when she started between the pipes in the senior day game. You know, Burlington still able to come away with the win in overtime, but looking for Mackenzie Ferguson to build some confidence against a strong team like the Mississauga Hurricanes once again and really get back to her form that we're used to early on in the season.
2 meetings between this team this season. They split the season series, an overtime win for Burlington at home before a 5-1 loss in Mississauga as the puck goes down to the corner, sent up to the blue line. Here's Kate Pasma, shoots, stick save Ferguson as she gets her first touch of the postseason. On the back end now at the blue line. It's taken around by Lecuyer. Lecuyer, sharp angle shot. That's off the stick of Elson and high. Lecuyer on the rebound, feeds the point, across for Pasma, passing her feet. As Haxma goes after it. Bounces to the side of the net and is stopped there by Ferguson. Waiting up behind the net. Here's Juliana Kalpakis. Her second game back from injury. A lead pass looking for Kaylee Tiller. That will miss. And it's another icing call against the Barracudas with some tired legs out there.
A little bit tired, but you know what? A little bit of a better start to this game than yesterday's game for Burlington, I think. They had a couple of offensive zone chances in the first couple of minutes. We've just unfortunately lost the clock on the board, but this does tend to happen at these older rinks. So I don't think we should be too worried about it because the timekeeper's not worried about it. But yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else to add.
Plenty of quirks here at Old Chestwood Arena as it's taken out of the corner. Here's a sharp angle shot, a blocker save by Ferguson. In behind the net it goes. Aquino trying to feed the point. A good stick from Sarah Elson. Side of the net now. Kruzic centering pass tied up in front of the net. As Elson got a stick in the way, Hurricanes pushing early here. Chipped up the boards. Kaylee Tiller trying to catch up to this puck. She'll take a run there at Kruzic. 17 on 17 in front of the Mississauga bench. Kruzic trying to drag it through Tiller. Couldn't do it. And she'll drop it back now. Kaya McDonald try to play it ahead. It's worked deep in behind the Mississauga net. Kira Owen. She takes a check. Battle for it down in the corner. Butler in the area trying to come up with any loose puck. Fed up to the line. Chelsea Tiller holds the zone. In behind the net it goes. Fabro trying to come out of the corner. Feeds it back behind the net. Kira Owen tries to go to the blue line. Won't escape the zone as Chelsea Tiller held. McDonald. Pressured by Catalano in the corner. Fed through the middle. Almost getting a stick on that was Biazzi, who might have had a chance, but it's turned the other way. Theron. She's turned back at the blue line and is cleared down the ice by Bianca Hart. Kika Ho goes rink wide. Sophia Makokis. Up the boards it goes. Here comes Fabro. She's checked by Catalano. Sophia Makokis, she gets it deep, and the Hurricanes will get a change. Sarah Elson, her lead pass, finds Cruzel. She couldn't settle the puck down against Staley. Now battles for it, but offside called at the Mississauga line.
Yeah, Burlington's trying to tighten things up a little bit in their own zone. They're making sure that Mississauga's not really getting clean passes into the front of the net area, right? There was that one pass that Sarah Elson broke up, but otherwise the shots have been coming from relatively far away, and that's a plus for the Burlington Barracudas right now.
And we spoke before the game, Jared. Smaller ice here at Cheswood, and
significantly.
So a little bit less space to work with, so advantage to the defensive side of the puck, I would say, as it comes to the near boards. Picked up loose in the corner now. Trying to turn away from a check is Maria Mazzi. Feeds the line. Makokis to the middle. Ho shoots. Save Ferguson. Rebound loose and cleared away. Well, Mackenzie Ferguson has been sharp to start this game. Faced a few shots already as it's picked up and carried through center by Mazzi. She lost the puck and it's chipped off the boards by Haxma. Tiani Makokis. Rink wide. Pasma circles in the neutral zone. She'll chip it off the glove of Chelsea Tiller into the Burlington zone. She goes off the end boards for Lee. Lee, lead pass, finds Haley Thompson. She's got a break. Thompson, backhand save. Olivia Hepburn makes her first stop of the game, and it's a big one on Haley Thompson. Here come the Hurricanes now. Worked in. Lecuyer shoots. Sticked away by Chelsea Tiller, who had an excellent defensive game yesterday. On the far side now, a centering pass is knocked down by Lee, played to the line and out, and it's a 2-on-1. Kaylee Tiller has Addie Butler with her. Tiller in, Butler shoots, save, Hepburn. Two big stops for the Hurricane netminder. Chip down the ice as Maddie Delahunt will go back for it. No icing as it was deflected in the neutral zone.
Well, this is some really good puck movement by the Burlington Barracudas, trying to open things up on this tight ice surface. Two long lead passes, both from Addie Lee, and connecting well, trying to get some chances here.
Annabelle Kruzic tries to thread one through. That was blocked by Biazzi. Delahunt trying to feed the point. Kruzic got a stick in the way. They do battle down low. Comes out for Kruzic. Shoots, missed the net. Might have taken a deflection along the way. To the corner. Kruzic looking out in front of the net. Her centering try knocked down by Elson. Feed to the point. That's off a skate and away, and it's picked up here by Audrey Biazzi, who will gain center. Got to the blue line, but no further as the Hurricanes are away on the counter. Here's a shot that Mackenzie Ferguson sees and stops, and she'll hang on.
You know what? Mackenzie Ferguson looks great in this first about 7 minutes of this first period. You know, this is what we're used to seeing from Ferguson. Poised in the net, good strong stance, and she's tracking the puck much better than she did a few weeks ago at senior day, and another save there.
We spoke yesterday, Jared, about how such a short tournament goaltending can be such a factor. You saw it yesterday. Riley Manna with an incredible performance to steal really that game against Durham West, as Ella Friege's going to get tossed from the face-off here. Lauren Cruzel will come in instead, but goaltending is going to be crucial in such a short weekend.
Well, and Riley Manna getting a much-deserved break. She started 4 playoff games in a row. She did get 2 weeks off between games 3 and 4, but still, she's had a really great stretch here as a rookie.
Here's a chance on the far side. Fabro had her stick checked by Chelsea Tiller. Theron feeds the blue line, comes to the near side. Makokis shoots, pad save mitt. Ferguson is to the corner it goes now. Out in front of the net is picked up by Kalpakis. On the backhand, flips it ahead, trying to connect with Haxma. No Keelan Song in the lineup for Burlington as Kaylee Tiller takes a shot that's knocked away by Hepburn. Song had that big collision in overtime of yesterday's game.
Yeah, that really shook her up. There's a clip that was filmed as the players were coming off the ice at the end of the game, and she just did not look all there, and so that's definitely why she's not in the lineup. Certainly an upper body injury as the referee gets collided with.
That was Ho in the neutral zone running into the referee, and now a turnover in the corner. Maybe a chance for the Hurricanes. It's picked up and cycled down low. Quick shot. Mazzi missed the net. Wasn't close either. Sent down to the corner. Catalano trying to come up with the loose puck. The Hurricanes come away. It's Tiani Makokis trying to feed the point. Addie Butler got a stick in the way there. She'll flip it to center and get off for the change. Ferguson out of her net to leave it for the captain, Chelsea Tiller.
That's the net guard of Tiani Makokis in the far corner, in case you were wondering. She's had to leave the ice, as that's one of the rules.
Here comes Gabby Catalano. Stops up down low. Catalano feeds it to the blue line. Here's Maddie Delahunt shoveling it towards the net. It trickled wide. Up the boards it goes. Held by Elson. She chips it in deep. Pasma behind the net. Trying to clear the zone. Delahunt pinches in to try and hold it. They do battle in the corner. It comes around the boards. And is worked up to the blue line, but not out. Cruzel with the keep. She'll chip it down for Ella Frigi. Frigi out in front of the net. Unable to get a stick on it there was Biazzi. Lecuyer. She tries to get past Elson. She does. Lecuyer shoots, and Mackenzie Ferguson with another sharp stop for the Barracudas.
This period is brought to you by Nickelbrook Brewing. Mention Junior Cudas at your next Nickelbrook gathering, and we receive a kickback.
Well, you said it earlier, Jaden, about this ice surface going to be a big factor in this game. We're already seeing it, I think, on both sides of the puck. First of all, again, Burlington able to keep the puck away from Ferguson, at least in tight, and then holding the puck in the offensive zone, something that we didn't see them really being able to do until late in the third period yesterday on a much larger ice surface. So certainly a lot less space for offensive-minded players to work, which allows the defenders to break things up a little easier.
Aquino feeds it across the line. McDonald with a shot that was knocked down by Cruzel. Loose puck fired. That was blocked by Kalpakis. Ella Frigi rings it around the boards. Haxma trying to chip it up past Owen at the blue line. Ella Frigi gets in there, took a couple shots at Owen, who goes down now as they battle for the puck. And now Kruzic centering pass. Cruzel was right there for it and skates it to the neutral zone. Juliana Kalpakis, she'll step up and spin away from the pressure. Chelsea Tiller looks up ice, feeds Kaylee. She slows things down in the neutral zone and now turns up ice. Kaylee Tiller working in, spins back to the point. Trying to cycle it down for Addison Lee. That pass missed, and Owen takes over. Off the boards, Chelsea Tiller. She gets it deep. Chasing after it is Haley Thompson. Thompson down in the corner. She's checked. Butler gets in there as well. Flipped up to the blue line. Comes to Addison Lee. Lee shoots. That's blocked away by Hepburn. Chelsea down for Haley Thompson out in front of the net. That was off the pad of Hepburn and away, and it's skated out to center by Casey Peddle. Poked it ahead. Here's a chance. Working in. A backhand. Stopped by Ferguson, and net goes careening off its moorings as Ferguson comes up with another big stop.
That's a solid stretch from one side to the other for Ferguson to keep that puck out as Addie Lee had the puck chipped by her a little bit, and they're saying that was an unimpeded knockoff of the net by the Mississauga Hurricanes, which is why the faceoff was outside the Burlington zone.
Look out here. Peddle comes up with the puck, spins around, wraparound try, and Ferguson gets across and covers up. More good lateral movement there from Ferguson.
Yeah, it's good to see that she can get from one side to the other, both directions. So, again, really enjoying that confidence that I'm seeing that's being built up here for Mackenzie Ferguson. But a defensive zone giveaway by one of our defenders right by the near face-off circle. It's, you're going to want to tighten up those kind of opportunities when this ice surface is so small. They don't have a lot of room to get to the net.
Here's another loose puck to the net as that was taken in by Tiani Makokis, and again, Ferguson is there to cover up, and again, just a lost puck on that far side boards.
Yeah, and a quick line change for Coach Greco as well. I would like to note that Burlington has already eclipsed their shot total in the first period from yesterday, now with 4, so good to see that they have a bit more spring in their step this afternoon against the second-best team in the league.
Well, you can see they're escaping their zone much easier than they were against the Lightning as Juliana Kalpakis takes it ahead. She's stapled to the boards. Played up to the blue line, and now the Hurricanes will get out. In deep, here's Staley. Staley chips into the corner. Here's a pass out in front that's picked off by Haxma. She'll saucer this down the ice. Trying to race onto it is Krusel. She'll at least put some pressure on. Has Tiller with her now. Kaylee Tiller takes it to the corner. She's checked. Worked out in front. That was off the side of the net and will bounce out to center where Chelsea Tiller retreats back for it. Lee flips it in on goal. Hepburn will stop that and cover up to draw the whistle.
We talked about how much of a factor Haley Thompson was yesterday against her former team in Durham. I'm looking to see how much of a factor Juliana Kalpakis is going to be against her former team in the Mississauga Hurricanes. She spent 2 seasons with them before switching over to Burlington, and she's also pretty fresh. Didn't play a single postseason series game against Waterloo. Did play yesterday and has had a bit more time to rest and strengthen up for this weekend.
Addie Butler sends it ahead for Kaylee Tiller. She might have a step. Tiller in, shoots, Hepburn save. Rebound, Tiller tried the wraparound. Couldn't hang on to the puck. Pass was into the skates of Tiller, but she couldn't find it as it's chipped up over the stick of Addie Butler and out to center. Maddie Delahunt for Sarah Elson. She'll skate it into the offensive zone. Elson, we've lost the scoreboard again here as going after it in the corner is Catalano. Out to center. Here come the Hurricanes. They've got 2. It's Kruzic. Sends a rink wide. Great stick. Sarah Elson with a heads-up play. And here come the Barracudas now as unable to catch up to that puck was Bianca Hart. Bouncing at the blue line. McDonald plays it off the end boards for Owen. Owen. She knocks down Catalano, who is going after the puck. And it comes out to center. Here's Kalpakis, the former Hurricane. She gains center and fires it deep. Hepburn trying to slow it down behind the net. Owen couldn't catch up to it. It's chipped out past Emery Butler. And to center. Retreating back to her own zone now. Plays it off the end boards. Kalpakis looking for Krusel. Krusel's taken to the boards by Kira Owen. Drop back for Kalpakis now. She'll go off the end boards. Play it around. Here's Haxma who chips it up the boards and out. That gets past Ho and finds the stick of Owen. Now Kruzic. Circling. She lost the puck. Here comes Haxma. She's got a step. Haxma with a shot. She missed the net. Had her stick checked there by Kika Ho and wasn't able to get a good shot away. Here's Makokis. Makokis driving in on the backhand. Takes it out to the front of the net. Pass right through the slot. That evades everybody. And Ho will start up the rush with it. Finds Makokis, who tips it into the offensive zone. Chelsea Tiller for Addie Butler. She gets knocked down by Makokis as the Burlington bench hollers for a call. Makokis now to the middle. A shot that didn't get through to the net. Played ahead. Here comes Addie Butler, the overtime hero yesterday. She'll chip it off the boards and deep. Hepburn stops it behind the net. as the Barracudas make a change. Out at center, here's Maddie Delahunt. Delahunt trying to feed it for Biazzi in the neutral zone. Staley, she slips by. Staley has a step, trying to look out in front of the net. A one-time shot, fanning on it there. A loose puck at the side of the net now, and Staley couldn't find it. Might have had an open net if she could have seen that puck in her feet. Down behind the net, Delahunt battling with Makokis. Here's Staley. Spins and shoots. She sent that high. Pasma activates up from the blue line and gets it deep. Picked up behind the net now. Tiani Makokis spinning away from Delahunt. Makokis trying to drive to the net from the side of the goal. That went off her stick and finds Bianca Hart, who will get it ahead, and Aubrey Biazzi clears the zone. Long lead feed that's tipped in deep. Race back for it here as Butler sends it around. Haxma tipped it ahead for Ella Frigi. Frigi drops it back as Haxma gets it ahead. Here's a shot from Frigi that missed the net. Kalpakis now. She's taken to the boards. Bouncing puck up to the blue line. It's taken out by McDonald, and she'll flip it through center. Here comes Zahn. Zahn looking for McDonald. McDonald shoots. Ferguson save, and she covers.
That was a long stretch without a whistle there. These referees are certainly letting them play as well, but I want to talk about Sarah Elson's breakup of that play a little while back at the blue line there. You know, she hasn't been much of a point getter this season, but she makes up for it in her defensive awareness, and she's clearly been working on her positional play in the defensive zone in particular to get that stick in the lane, break up plays, and turn the puck back the other way, and it's really paying off.
Just the kind of player who can take advantage of the small ice here as the puck comes back to the blue line. Addison Lee. Lee fires a shot that was blocked by McDonald. Now Zahn. She tries to chip it up to the blue line. It will get out to center, and Lee drops it back for Haley Thompson. Kaylee Tiller doesn't find a lane to the offensive zone, so she'll circle back, fire it in, head off for a change. Worked up here by Kruzit. She lost it to Haley Thompson, who ripped that into the Mississauga bench. We get a whistle with 3:28 to go.
You know, it might just be that we're physically closer to the game than yesterday, but this game to me feels faster than yesterday's first period. You know, both teams are coming back and forth, getting chances offensively, breaking things up defensively. So it's really anyone's game right now as far as who can get the first goal behind the other netminder.
Sarah Elson will go off the end boards for Delahunt. She returns it to Elson, who fans on her pass up the boards. It will get out to center anyways, as Kruzich left it behind. Picked up here by Aubrey Soja. Soja had her stick checked by Delahunt. Kruzich into the middle. That's turned aside, and now Biazzi. She'll flip it in deep and peel back for the change. Kate Pasma behind the net. Oh, look out. Gabby Catalano lost an edge, went into the net of Hepburn. Cruzel. Hurricanes have to tag up for the offside, so a little bit of time here for the Barracudas to start the breakout. Juliana Kalpakis gets around one. She'll backhand it to the corner. Pasma behind the net. Plays it up to the blue line. Stepping up was Butler. She couldn't hold the zone, and Haxma has got to hustle back to pick up this puck. Sends it to the blue line. Petal holds it in. Has her stick checked by Ella Frigi, who will escape to the neutral zone. Frigi to the red line and in. Barracudas in the midst of another change as Pasma drops it back. Trying to start the rush here is Marissa Gloins. Chelsea Tiller picks it up in the neutral zone now. Trying to settle this puck down. She'll roll it in on net. That's kicked away by Hepburn. Now Haley Thompson. She couldn't get it out in front of the net. Addie Lee gets it deep looking for Butler. She couldn't reach that puck, and it's skated out by Tiani Makokis. Her pass ahead was deflected away by Kaylee Tiller. Lee trying to spring Kaylee Tiller there. It was just out of her reach. Now Staley. She couldn't settle that puck down. Chelsea goes ahead for Biazzi. Tiller got knocked down in the corner. Biazzi carries it in towards the corner. She's knocked off the puck by Mazzi. Biazzi couldn't find the puck. Backhanded off the boards, and that's going to end up in the Mississauga bench once again. So with a minute 13 to go, we'll help play.
And we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for Burlington as well. But, you know, this first period has been really strong for the Barracudas. They're winning puck battles a lot more frequently. They're muscling the puck back out of their zone when they have a board battle. And they're really, again, keeping that puck out of the more dangerous areas in their zone, which is really good to see.
Here comes Lauren Krusel off the takeaway. She can't hang on to the puck against the pressure of Kira Owen as we're in the final minute of this period and a foot race now for Zun, who can't get by Della Hunt but gets it around the boards. On the far side, Sarah Staley played up to the blue line. That got out past Ho and down the ice. Makokis had that poked off her stick. Butler got bumped there in the offensive zone. It comes back for Kalpakis, who will fling it in deep. Ho spinning away from the pressure of Butler, and now Kaylee Tiller's got the puck. Tiller spinning away under pressure from a couple of Hurricanes. Feeds the point that just got out past Kalpakis. Final 10 seconds here. Maybe time for one last attack for Burlington if they hurry. Played ahead for Kaylee Tiller, trying to catch up to the puck. Tiller out in front of the net. Had Thompson there. Deflected away, and we are through 20 here at Chesswood Arena. Back and forth first period, but we're scoreless after one. And a much better first period today than yesterday for the Barracudas. We'll step away and be back with second period action after the break.
Hi, I'm Haley. And I'm Ella.
Hi, this is Lauren.
And I'm Keelan.
And this is What's in the Box. Can we...
Same time, both your hands. Sorry.
Oh, it feels like an alarm clock.
Oh, actually, yeah.
You think it is? Alarm clock? AirPods?
Phone charger.
Oh.
Oh, like the AirPod, like the, oh no, like, I was gonna say headphones, like, you know, like the earbuds. The earbuds. I should have said earbuds.
Oh, what the heck?
Squishy. Yeah.
Squishmallow. Is that what they're called?
Like with the Orbis.
No, this is on Orbeez.
Oh yeah.
I like
Guess, like, is it an animal?
a mini trophy. Oh, a mini Stanley Cup?
We're good at this.
Wait, feel. What is it? A cow.
No, wait.
No.
As legs.
I'm feeling your fingers.
As legs.
Wait, what is that?
These are legs.
Oh, I'm touching something else. It's a duck or something. It has a nose. That's a big nose. I think I saw this one before.
Oh, actually?
Is it a duck?
Yeah.
A dragon?
A dog? A retriever? No. A hippo.
That's so funny. Wait, I think this is tail. Wait, if we get it like
I have its
straight.
legs. Okay, put it. Keep switching
No,
it
I
up.
feel like this is not. Oh yeah, this is tail.
No, I have an ear.
A cat. I kept touching this, that's why I thought it was a cow. Oh. This has been What's in the Box. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye.
wasting tunes and everything you ooze. The tempo of your beat, you bleed a melody. No one can control that old time rock and roll. No rule of gravity. And hey, can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love and don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Turn up the stereo, the sound is taking hold. You dance like no one sees, your private galaxy. The music of your soul, a symphony composed. Your words are wasted on me. Can I follow you back to your room, watching you bloom in the light of the moon? Can I follow you back to your arms, wash it all off in the river of your heart? There's a million different songs that I learned to sing, watching you bloom in the light of the moon. Your loneliness will never be lost on me, so reach out and love, don't be a stranger. Can I follow you back?
I had 40 shots too, so.
Welcome back into Chestwood Arena, Rink 3, as we get set for second period action. The Barracudas and the Hurricanes tied scoreless after 20 minutes. And Jared, we mentioned a couple of times a much better start for Burlington.
Yeah, a really strong period, honestly, for both teams. Lots of much more back and forth action. Both teams, again, were able to have some offensive zone time, create a couple of chances, a couple of rush chances for Burlington that are really important to their offensive game. So good to see that they got a couple of those in that first period and tested Hepburn a little bit. What I will note that is interesting is that both these teams have gone with their quote-unquote second goaltenders. I will say that Kalia Ferrand was the quote-unquote starter for Mississauga in their playoff series, at least. She got 2 wins and no losses, but Hepburn did lose one of their games in the playoffs, and that was just her second loss of the season. So despite Hepburn being the quote-unquote secondary goaltender, she's still going to be a big test for Burlington.
As it's worked up ahead for Mazzy, she couldn't settle the puck down. It's skated ahead here by Butler. Emery Butler gets it deep. Picked up behind that, sent around by Pasma. Unable to catch up to it there was Addie Butler, and Sarah Staley will get it to the neutral zone and now into Burlington ice. Drop back, Makokis to the middle, shoots, ramps off a stick, and out of play.
A good strong tie-up again by Juliana Kalpakis on that far wall, but because of that, she unfortunately lost her stick, and that allowed a bit of space for Mississauga to try and get to the net, but a good stick by Emmy Butler to knock that puck out of play.
Hurricanes win the draw. Here's a chance in the middle and a shot. Save Ferguson, and she covers the rebound as Chloe Zunn with a little shake and bake to create some room.
Yeah, and a little bit of pressure immediately from the Burlington defenders. You saw one of them shoot forward basically right towards us in the cameras here, and Mississauga able to step around it.
Here's a chance now for Burlington. Haley Thompson in, sends it across, looking for Butler. She couldn't reach it, goes careening into the end boards, and now they've got to get back. It's Taya McDonald carrying it up the near side, trying to drop it to the middle, and a good stick from Addie Lee to disrupt that. and she'll send it down past Lekuye. Up the boards, tipped into the middle. Lekuye trying to kick it ahead. Delahunt now finds Chelsea Tiller. Lead pass, Biazi tips that off the glass and in. Tiani Makokis for Kika Ho. She'll play it back to the other side. Kruzic cycles it to the blue line. Aquino trying to chip it up the boards and does. Got it past Elson and to Delahunt in the Burlington zone. Stopping up behind the net. Delahunt waits for the rush to develop. Stretch pass here. That's out of the reach of Aubrey Biazi and turned back the other way by the Hurricanes. Carried in. Here's a chance and a shot and a save made. Mackenzie Ferguson. Another sharp stop in the early going of the second period.
Yeah, Ferguson is really locked in. You can tell, continuing to track that puck really well and making sure that she's square to the puck on any possible giveaway that happens. Another one, unfortunately, for Burlington in their defensive zone, but Ferguson was ready for it.
Ella Frigi on this face-off against Olivia Aquino, and Frigi comes away with the win. Chelsea Tiller behind the net, makes some room, and now she'll take off. Tiller, she gains the red line, fires it in cross corner. Lauren Krusel gets in after the puck, couldn't hold the zone. And the Barracudas have to chase it all the way back. Behind the net. Up for Haxma. She takes a check, tries to clear the zone. It's picked up here by Soja. Audrey Soja across. Gloins with a centering pass. Across comes Ferguson. Loose puck. They score. Well, the puck leaks through. Gets behind Ferguson and is jammed home. That's Annabelle Kruzic, who has Mississauga on the board first.
That's a tough one for Ferguson to swallow. She did just about everything she possibly could to keep that puck out, and it just snuck under her leg as she stretched across to keep it out and just had enough momentum to get across that red line despite an effort from her and multiple other Burlington Barracudas to try and keep it out.
Chelsea Tiller starts up from behind that. Top line out for Burlington as they try to take it back. Looking for Haley Thompson. It was just behind her as she got in past the Mississauga defense. Now Kaylee Tiller takes it away and she's going to get called. As she knocked down, that was Kira Owen.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that that's been let go all throughout the first period, and now you decide to make the call early on in the second period against a team that's just gone down with a goal that barely crossed the red line. So, strange call to make when you've been letting body contact like that go all throughout the first period. We've got some
Haley
holding the stick going on as well.
Yeah, got her stick all tangled up there as Kevin Greco and the Barracudas bench hollering again. They won't get the call. Here's McDonald from the line with a shot that ricochets up and out of play. Barracudas penalty kill struggled in the early going against the Lightning. The first goal of the game on the power play, the second just after a penalty expired. Came up with a bigger kill later in the game to stay within 2 before making their comeback.
It's an important part of their game, this penalty kill. It's had some ebbs and flows throughout the season, but this is when you need it to step up.
Here's a shot off the blocker of Ferguson. Rebound comes to Staley behind the net. McDonald. Staley to the blue line. Owen shoots. That missed the net. Kira Owen down to the corner. Picked up here as Staley drops it off. Here's Owen. Side of the net. Soja. Sharp angle shot that ramps up off a stick and will get caught up in the netting behind Mackenzie Ferguson.
Some deceptively short boards here as well, or glass, excuse me, at this Chesswood Arena. So these pucks getting deflected up into the netting fairly easily, but Burlington doing a really great job of getting in the shooting lane and at least disrupting the puck enough that it doesn't get cleanly onto Mackenzie Ferguson and they get a face-off.
Here's Staley working to the middle, shadowed by Bianca Hart. Staley takes it around the net, feeds the line. Makokis shoots. I didn't get through as it is played off the glass and down the ice. Kika Ho trying to get things going quickly here for the Mississauga power play. Sophia Makokis swings back in there. A sharp angle shot, and Ferguson got enough of that. Staley skates it up to the blue line, spins off the check of Hart. Now down low it goes. Makokis, her pass out in front of the net. Disrupted by Freaky, but she can't clear the zone. Kika Ho, her shot. That was knocked down by Addie Lee. And Ella Freaky will just pin this up against the boards, try and waste a little more time on the penalty to Kaylee Tiller. Out to the point it goes. A weak backhander through the slot. That didn't find its way to the net. Loose for Freaky now. Freaky plays it off the boards, down the ice, and that'll do it for the power play. Kaylee Tiller back on the ice, so a big kill here in the second for Burlington. Right back up come the Hurricanes. That's tipped in the neutral zone. Chelsea Tiller around the boards. Haxma chips it ahead, trying to connect with Ella Freaky, who was out of her reach, and now Lacuye turns it up the ice, plays it into the middle. Langus couldn't settle the puck down. Cruzel now lost it to Pasma. Up the boards, it's tipped in deep here by Lacuye. Chelsea Tiller, she lost the puck. Played up to the blue line. Here's Pasma, shoots, and Ferguson sees that. She'll hang on.
Yeah, really strong penalty kill for Burlington. That should give their legs a little bit of a boost here. We've just passed the 5-minute mark of this second period, and still looking for their first shot on goal in this period, but, you know, a penalty kill is going to hinder that slightly. 5 shots for Mississauga, but all remote, fairly to the outside again, and not really having to test Mackenzie Ferguson all that much.
Here's Gloins at the line with a shot that Ferguson kicks away. In deep now. Kaylee Tiller battling for it. It comes to Addie Butler. Butler, oh, look out, lost an edge. Now it's taken by Aquino behind the net. Here's Kruzic out in front of the goal. That's knocked away. Scoreboard's out again here at Chesswood. Comes back quickly this time as we get an offside call at the Burlington line.
17s get in each other's face a little bit at the whistle, but Addie Butler taking a spill on that far boards. I think that's, again, some of the effect of this tighter ice, right? You're expecting there to be a few feet between the hash marks and the boards, but there isn't. They're right up against it. And so when you're backing up with the puck like that, you end up misjudging where the boards are, and you saw it with Addie Butler. She fell right into them.
That puck went up into the Mississauga bench, so we'll do the face-off over again, this time on the Hurricane half of center. Gabby Catalano in there to take it, but the Hurricanes get the win. Kira Owen up for Theron. Theron chips it up. That gets past Fabro and to the corner. Sarah Elson digging in for it. Catalano backhanded up towards the boards as she fell and couldn't get the clear. Now Sarah Elson has it. Elson off the boards, lead pass, trying to connect with Catalano. Foot race, trying to beat out the icing. And they'll say that McDonald got disapproval on that call.
Well, Gabby Catalano was also the first player to touch the puck in that foot race. And yes, you know, the foot race, usually tie goes to the defender, but it's tough to say that that was really a tie when the offensive player gets the puck first.
Here's a backhand shot from Makokis that missed. McDonald now in the corner. Bounces out in front of the net. It gets by Ferguson to the other corner. Up towards the blue line. Biazzi took a swat at it, couldn't clear. Here's Makokis in the middle. Pad save. Ferguson with another good stop. Sophia Makokis now towards the net. Oh, good save on the redirect from Ferguson. Loose puck in the slot as Sarah Elson is able to clear it away but can't get it out of the zone. Sharp angle shot as it's loose at the side of the net. Catalano up the boards to the blue line. That will get out to center as Kika Ho sends it rink wide. Biazzi now on the loose puck. She'll skate it to the red line. Biazzi plays it to the middle. Catalano to the net. Had to roll off her stick as she tried to go to the backhand. Sends it out for Biazzi now. She shoots. That means the rebound loose and a save from Hepburn. Langus out the other way now. Feeds it rink wide for Staley. Staley over the line, tried to drop it back. It's picked off by Cruzel, who knocked over Lakuye and drops it back for Addie Lee. Addison Lee, lead pass. Here's Lauren Cruzel trying to work in. Got past one, but couldn't keep the puck. As the game opens up a little here, here's a chance. Lakuye in, shoots back, and a big save from Ferguson with the blocker. Pace really picking up here in the second period. Chipped up the boards by Haxma. She can't clear the zone. Lakuye, though, couldn't hang on to it, and it comes out to center. Gloins, she'll get it deep. Ferguson stops it behind the net, and Chelsea Tiller's there. Lead pass, looking for Haley Thompson. She got a stick on it, but couldn't settle it down. Goes after it behind the net now. Chips it around the boards as she does battle. Comes up towards the blue line, picked up there by Aquino, who takes it out. Aquino up the boards. Picked up, work to the middle. He's a shot from Kruzic that's kicked away. Here come the Barracudas now. Lead pass looking for Addie Butler. That misses. She'll race after it, beats out the icing.
I'm glad that one got waved off and not the other one.
As it comes to the corner here. Knocked down was Pasma, and the Barracudas are going to head back to the penalty kill.
Man, Pasma really did a good job of selling that one. Takes the hit and then throws the neck back after the contact. So for me, that shouldn't be a call, but Kaylee Tiller's going for 4 for a double minor for head contact. And, you know, at this point in the season, you kind of have to wonder if it's just because it's number 17. You know, Tiller does have a reputation of walking the line, and you see a collision like that and a player throw their head back and then the number on the back, it all kind of adds up. So double minor to kill now.
Another big test for the Burlington penalty kill. They've come up with one big PK so far, and they'll get an early clear here to allow a change. Long lead pass from behind the net, finds Kruzic. Kruzic goes rink wide for Aquino. Aquino, she's taken to the boards by Cruzel, and now Ella Frigi takes the puck. Frigi trying to go off the glass. It ends up out of play, and we will get a whistle and a face-off back in the Burlington zone.
Yeah, it's been a little tough to get some offense in this period for Burlington. They have the one penalty kill, and Mississauga's done a bit of a better job of keeping the puck hemmed in the Burlington zone, but that great chance with Catalano, and
here's Owen with a shot. That didn't get through. Now worked in by Gloins. She couldn't settle the puck down. Bouncing puck in the middle, and it ends up on the stick here of Chelsea Tiller, who will rifle it to center, but no further. Taya McDonald. Checked here by Lauren Cruzel. Near side as we're a minute into this Kaylee Tiller penalty, and we'll get a whistle as that puck was stuck on that near side board.
The Burlington bench getting a little frustrated because there was a trip on the far side of Chelsea Tiller, and it's difficult as you get, you know, you're halfway through this game, you're down 1-0, and you've taken 2 penalties, the second one a double minor, and you're trying to figure out where the standard is, what the line is, and it's feeling right now that one team has a different standard than the other.
Gabby Catalano trying to dance her way in shorthanded. She gets dumped, and there's going to be the first penalty of this game against the Hurricanes, as you see Catalano get a few stick taps and a fist bump from Juliana Kalpakis after a strong play to draw the call.
Yeah, if you know what, if the referees are falling for when you sell it, you might as well sell it yourselves. And Gabby Catalano getting a shove and falling down when she would have had an opportunity at the net is exactly what she needs to do. So got 2 full minutes of 4-on-4.
And with the small ice, the little bit of extra space might help out some of the offensive-minded players out there as Makokis works it in. Tiani Makokis out in front of the net and able to connect there with Mazzy. Kika Ho takes it behind that, stops up and centers. That gets all the way back to the blue line. Down low. Tiani Makokis, side of net, out in front of the goal. Mazzy with a shot, and Ferguson makes the save. Back behind the net it goes. Trying to take it away is Delahunt as Makokis feeds it behind the net. Trying to come out in front, and a good stick from Ferguson to knock that away, and now the Barracudas take it out. Gabby Catalano, who drew the penalty, skates it in. She's on her own here as her line mates change. Catalano, her feed to the front of the net, goes off a stick, and Ho will come up with it. Plays it to the line, held by Chelsea Tiller. Tiller fires a shot, and Hepburn will glove that and hang on.
Well, you're trying to finish up a change for the Burlington Barracudas in this 4-on-4, and you're looking to at least try and keep that puck in the zone. So smart shot from Chelsea Tiller to at least get the puck back on net, just their third shot of the period, and keep the puck at least in the offensive zone for a little bit longer.
Marissa Gloins will try to send a lead pass up for Staley. That doesn't work, and Haley Thompson comes up with the loose puck. Drop back to Elson for Haley Thompson, and she's in. Thompson works in, fires a shot. That's knocked down by the shin guard of Marissa Gloins. Oh, knocked down on the far side was Addie Butler. No call there. Chelsea Tiller with a shot. That's blockered high by Hepburn. Kate Pasma now. Barracudas starting a change. Pasma will get to center and dump it in. Waiting for it is Cruzel. Flip to the far side now. Pasma cycles it down low. Lauren Cruzel. Her lead pass, that misses and will go all the way down. Frigi trying to get there.
And that's the second time that an icing call has been made with a Burlington Barracuda out in front, and the officials are making the right call this time to put the face-off at center ice, because that was even more blatant than the Gabby Catalano icing call.
So the Barracudas back on the penalty kill now as the Hurricane penalty is over. 34 seconds left of power play for Mississauga before Kaylee Tiller returns to the ice. Soja and Frigi on this face-off at center. Off the scramble, the Hurricanes come up with the puck. Owen. She'll skate it ahead over the red line and now over the blue. In with a shot that whistles high in the net. In deep it goes now. Turning here is Kruzic. She plays it back for McDonald. McDonald down to Kruzic. Kruzic out in front of the goal. No one there for the Hurricanes. Aquino, rink wide, and a good stick there from Lauren Cruzel. And now Ella Frigi's got a break. Frigi trying to drive to the net with a backhand and a pad save from Hepburn as Frigi had Aquino all over her. Tiller out of the box, back to 5-on-5. Soja skates it in, a sharp angle shot. Rebound out in front of the goal. That didn't get through. Here come the Barracudas. It's Harton, Tiller. Kaylee Tiller couldn't quite settle that puck down. Got to chase it to the near side. Tiller drops it back. Catalano with a shot that tipped up high over the goal. Chelsea Tiller now feeds the blue line. Juliana Kalpakis. She'll fire. That goes off the end boards wide. Tiller with a quick shot now from the point that glanced off the side of the net. Battle for it down low as it's picked up here and sent out to center by Sophia Makokis. Fired in deep. It bounces out for Kalpakis as she's got to turn away from the Mississauga forecheck. Chelsea Tiller. Catalano trying to step into Ho there. Couldn't knock it away. Lacuye, she'll take a shot that glances off a leg and wide. Lacuye. Backhand flip into the offensive zone. Chelsea Tiller back there for it. Sends it around the boards, and Kate Pasma waiting in the neutral zone for it, and an offside call at the Mississauga line.
This linesperson's having a tough game. You know, a team that carries the puck into their own end, it's not offside. So there's a couple of icings that have been blown, and now an offside. Like, you know, this is the top of the league here, and you're looking for quality.
Off that face-off, it comes back to Sarah Elson in the Burlington zone. That deflects up into the Barracuda bench. We get a whistle with 5.5 to play in the second.
Yeah, so the puck is going to come back out in front of the Burlington zone because the other linesperson says that it was shot down by us unimpeded, us being Burlington.
Kaylee Tiller gets the face-off win. Now Maddie Delahunt sends it up the boards. Work it ahead for Kaylee Tiller. Tiller speeds around the back of the net. Kaylee Tiller goes rink wide. Here's Maddie Delahunt with a shot that bounced off a stick up and out of play.
So over 5 minutes left in this second period, and Burlington is still down a goal, but they are finally beginning to press now that they've been able to catch their breath a little bit. 2 penalties again to kill in this period, aided by a penalty call in their favor, which ended up making it 4-on-4 for a little while, but now they've got some offensive zone pressure and opportunity to try and equalize this game.
Chelsea Tiller races back to the neutral zone to disrupt that play, and Lauren Krusel will tip it into the offensive zone. Frege in there after it. She couldn't get it away from Tiani Makokis, who skates it out to center. Carried in by Staley. Staley drops it back. Makokis with a shot and a blocker saved by Ferguson. Off the boards and out to center. Kira Owen dumps it in. The Hurricanes have to tag up for the offside, so Chelsea Tiller has some time. She'll play it off for her D partner, Addison Lee. Lee, she skates it into the offensive zone, fires a shot on net that's blockered away by Hepburn. Barracudas changing, and now they got to get back because it's carried in to the middle. A shot and a glove save by Ferguson.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscue at the Burlington bench here. People getting in the way, people coming on the ice getting in the way of people trying to get off the ice, and that just led to that odd player chance for Mississauga. But, you know, despite that, the Burlington players coming on the ice still hustled back and tried to make sure that nothing really came of it.
Off the glass into center is it. Is stopped there by Ho. Ho gets it ahead for Kruzic. Kruzic got her stick checked there by Kaylee Tiller. Kruzic comes back up with it in the corner. Kruzic spins away from Butler. Kruzic to the middle with a backhand that's knocked away, and now Addie Butler will send it ahead for Haley Thompson. Tipped wide by Butler. Butler off the boards and up towards the blue line. Sarah Elson. Kuda's changing here as Krusel and Biazzi come out. Aquino couldn't settle that puck down. It comes to Sarah Elson, who spins it out to center. Ella Frege. She's in a 3-on-2. Frege drops it back. Krusel shoots. That was blocked, as it was Makokis getting the leg down in front of the shot at the blue line here. Played in deep. That's off the body of Frege and down to the corner. Gloins feeds it ahead for Brooklyn Langus. Langus working in on Elson. Elson trying to get a stick in there. A centering pass. And it's off the stick of Zun. Comes up to the blue line. Gloin got it deep. Sarah Elson plays it around the boards, trying to get a stick on it. There was Lauren Krusel. She couldn't clear the zone. Gloins rink wide. Cycling it back to the point. Here's Pasma. Pasma walks in, shoots, and a glove save by Mackenzie Ferguson.
Ferguson has continued to be stellar in this second period. 15 shots by my count on her from Mississauga in period number 2 alone, and she's stopped them all. She's continuing to be square to the puck, keeping her vision clear and tracking it well.
Kaylee Tiller got the face-off win. Addie Butler trying to spring Thompson. It's too far ahead for her as Gloins goes back with it. Gloins ahead for Staley. Tipped ahead by Mazzy as Addison Lee plays it around the boards. Haley Thompson waiting there for it. She can't clear the zone. Chelsea on it behind the net. She'll play it around for Addie Butler. Trying to stop up in the neutral zone. Lost the puck and now has to battle for it against Owen. Chelsea Tiller back with it. Goes across for Addie Lee. Lead pass. Here comes Kaylee Tiller with a step. Kaylee Tiller across and a shot. Missed the net. Addie Butler put it just wide.
Really great opportunity there for Burlington. Addie Butler just has to tweak her targeting system a little bit to get that puck on net, but really strong rush once again. We've seen a few of those from Burlington today.
Bouncing puck in the slot. It comes to Gabby Catalano. Catalano speeding through the middle. She'll drop it off. Aubrey Biazzi with a shot, and that trickles wide. Reaching out to cover up is Olivia Hepburn.
Well, and that's just unlucky for Aubrey Biazzi. Just rolls off the heel of her stick as she tries to wind that up and rip it. Nice little drop play, though, from Catalano to get that to her.
As waved out of the draw there is Jamie Theron. It's one back to the blue line for Maddie Delahunt. Delahunt activating in. Takes it behind the net and sends it around the boards. Stepping up here is Cruzel to try to hold the zone. It'll come out to center here and is skated in by the Hurricanes on the far side. Casey Petal into the middle, and it was into the feet there of Fabro. Fabro on it now along the boards. A sharp angle shot that missed. Up to the blue line. Ho trying to play it through to the front of the net. Frege can't backhand it up to the line. Petal. Now to the line. Ho, her shot. She fanned on that, and it bounces up into the air. Unable to clear out the Barracudas on the first try. Now on the second try, Delahunt will get it out to center as it gets kind of stuck in the muck in the neutral zone. Then Bianca Hart will fire it down. Ho, her lead pass, that's tipped in, and this will be icing against Mississauga.
And it will be icing. a clean icing call against Mississauga here, and an offensive zone faceoff coming up with about half a minute to go in this second period. Top line out there for Burlington. We'll see what they can create.
They get the face-off win, and it's dropped off for Chelsea Tiller. Tiller out in front of the net, had Addison Lee activating in from the blue line as both Barracudas D were in deep there, but Lee tied up, and it'll be cleared away by the Hurricanes. Sophia Makokis, she skates it in. Her shot deflects wide. It's played off the boards and finds Addie Butler. Butler goes rink wide. Thompson has to wait for that puck to catch up to her. She'll chip it deep, and that's going to do it for the second period. So the Hurricanes get on the board. It's 1-0 through 40 minutes, and 20 to go.
Tempers are flaring here in the second period. Their referees are allowing a lot of quote-unquote incidental contact, I think, both with sticks and with bodies. And tempers might start to boil over in the third period if they don't put a lid on it.
Well, 2 power plays for the Hurricanes in that second period, and the Barracudas able to come up with 2 big kills, but they're down 1 after 40 minutes. We'll step away and be back with third period action from Chesswood.
I'm Riley Manna.
I'm Mackenzie Ferguson,
And this is Pictionary.
Smiley face. Oh, the Burlington logo? Or Junior Barracudas logo?
I was gonna be like staring at your hoodie the whole time, but then I feel like she'd guess pretty quick. It's a goalie.
Yeah.
I drew those religiously when I was younger. Oh, this is bad.
Seattle logo.
No.
Money sign. That's, oh, the Toronto Scepters.
Yeah, that was good. That was really bad. That was really bad. Skate.
Yeah. That's a skate. A bike. A car.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Zamboni.
That's pretty good. Good job.
This has been Pictionary.
Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh. I think we ate that up.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Chestwood Arena. It's a tight one between the Barracudas and the Mississauga Hurricanes. 1-0 Mississauga through 40 minutes as we get set for the third period. Jaden Ho with Jared Bapty. And Jared, Barracudas are going to need to pull off another comeback here.
Yeah, they might. I mean, this game will certainly determine how much tomorrow's game matters as well, right? The overtime win for Burlington, if they carry a loss into tomorrow, then that win against Central York tomorrow afternoon is going to be crucial. However, if they do pull off a win today, that game becomes a little less imperative to win tomorrow.
As the Barracudas come away with a face-off win, Haley Thompson will swat it into the Mississauga zone. Kira Owen goes back for it. Chelsea Tiller can't hold the zone at the blue line, and the Barracudas turn it the other way. Backhanded ahead by McDonald, and now a race after it. Kaylee Tiller was taken down behind the play. And now we're going to get a penalty against the Barracudas as it comes out to the front of the net. And Haley Thompson will touch up, and it's going to be a slash, and I think it's Kaylee Tiller again.
Yeah, this all developed behind the play with the Mississauga captain, Kira Owen. Owen spilled Tiller behind the play. The official was watching the whole thing, and clearly the official told Tiller to leave it, and Tiller gave Owen a little slash on the back of the leg, and that's what's been decided is a penalty now in this third period. So 3 penalties to Kaylee Tiller, and certainly not a call I'd be making in a game like this.
As Lacuille sends it through the middle of the ice, no one able to get a stick on it for Mississauga. Comes to Langus. Langus drops it off for Lacuille. Lacuille back to the blue line, and that is knocked away from her and out to center by Addie Butler. Sarah Elson, she gets knocked down on the far side. Snapped out in front of that. Here's a shot that ramps up high over the net. Aquino. She'll drop it back to the corner for Langus. Aquino back on it. Shoots. Pad save Ferguson, and the rebound directed wide by Aquino. Back out in front of the net, and Ferguson with the glove stop.
This is what the Barracudas need to continue to do, is keep that puck to the outside, and if Mississauga wants to take a shot, make sure that the shot is a clean look, that Ferguson has an easy opportunity to make a play on and keep that puck out.
Here's Chelsea Tiller. She goes off the glass and out to center as Kalpakis gets all tangled up with Kika Ho. Sophia McCocus now starts things up slowly for the Hurricanes. The red line and in as Chelsea Tiller chases it back to her own end, chips it up off the glass. That's into the netting, out of play in the Burlington zone. Face-off will be down in Barracuda territory. Gabby Catalano will dig in for the draw. And we are going to get, well, Catalano's going to get tossed out here. So Addie Butler comes in to take this face-off against Audrey Soja. And able to kick it back is Butler, and it's cleared down the ice by Chelsea Tiller. Kika Ho starts up from behind the net, plays it ahead for Soja. Soja works it in deep. Ferguson steps out to slow it up for Chelsea Tiller, and backhanding it out is Addie Butler. Kate Pasma back with it. She's tied up by Catalano. Pasma gets away. Final 10 seconds of the power play for Mississauga. Pasma skates it ahead. It's tipped in deep. Biazzi. She clears the zone. Kaylee Tiller back on the ice, and she's got the puck. Tiller skating in. She's 1-on-3. Couldn't hang on to the puck. Pasma plays it up towards the blue line. It is held, not quite held by Kalpakis, an offside called against Burlington.
Would have been quite the giveaway by Glowens there if Kaylee Tiller had been able to muscle her way to the net and get an opportunity. She threw it across to where she thought was just an open side, but Kaylee Tiller came straight out of the box and was right in that area where she threw the puck.
Haxma goes in after it. She takes a bump in the corner. Frigi trying to dig it loose here as Haxma is pinned up against the boards. Cruzel in there as well, and the Barracudas are able to work it free to the line. Delahunt couldn't settle it down. Now she's got to race back after the puck. Had her stick tied up, but is able to clear it for Haxma. Haxma for Sarah Elson. She'll skate it up the ice and now finds Cruzel, who winds and fires a shot that's blockered away. Cruzel comes up with the loose puck on the rebound. Lauren Cruzel looking for options. Spins off a check. Battling for it. It comes up towards the blue line, and the Hurricanes will get it away. Tiani Makokis over the line, had her stick checked in. There's going to be an offside call against Mississauga.
Well, Burlington starting to press a little bit in this third period. Just about 4 minutes gone. And that's just what they're going to have to keep doing. Try and keep that puck out of their zone. Maybe capitalize off a rush like they were able to do yesterday to tie the game up as well.
Chelsea Tiller, she'll flip it in deep as going back for it is Bianca Hart. She couldn't come up with the puck, and it's cleared away by the Hurricanes. Chelsea back with it, spinning away from Staley. Her pass up the ice, that missed everyone, and icing will be called against Burlington. Just over 4 minutes gone here in this period. Catalano to take the face-off. It's Tiani Makokis for Mississauga. Makokis tried to win it forward, and Catalano is able to come up with it, and the Barracudas get the clear. Chelsea Tiller. Lead pass finds Bianca Hart, who will skate it in with Catalano. Hart drops it off. Catalano takes the shot. That didn't get through to the net. Loose puck in front, and nobody there for Burlington as it's cleared out to center by the Hurricanes. Taken deep in the zone. Here's a pass out for a one-time shot, and it's off a stick and high. Kaylee Tiller was loose. Couldn't find a way to put it through.
That's the player you want to try and find a connection with. Kaylee Tiller, 2 assists yesterday. Had lots of good chances. Has had a couple today also, and that was one of her best.
Hurricanes come up with the puck off the draw. Kruzic trying to drive in. Had a poke off her stick. Comes free and a good block. Juliana Kalpakis getting in the way. Now Addie Butler goes rink wide, and it's just ahead of Haley Thompson. Loose puck at the blue line taken by Butler. She couldn't settle it down. And Kruzic will skate it away. Goes rink wide for Soja. She'll flip that over the glass and out of play in the Burlington zone.
So face-off will be outside the Burlington zone because it was just before the blue line where the puck was flipped up and out of play. But Burlington again, right? Capitalize on your opportunities and keep trying to throw that puck at the net because, like I said, this goaltender has only lost 2 games all season.
I think a hand pass there will halt play, so we will do it again in the neutral zone. Frigi digs in for the face-off out there with Hart and Cruzel. Now Maddie Delahunt. Delahunt, she'll skate it ahead herself, fires that in on net. Hepburn gloves it down. She'll hang on, and the Barracudas get an offensive zone face-off.
Yeah, another opportunity where you just try and get a shot towards the net, maybe get a whistle, and now you've got another offensive zone face-off, and the top line can come back out, try and create something again.
Top line out there, top D pair out as well as the Barracudas load up to try and create some offense. It's taken by the Hurricanes off the draw. Chelsea Tiller steps up to hold the zone. Comes free now as it's sent in around the boards. Gloins up to the blue line. That gets out. Drop back for Chelsea. Chelsea to Kaylee. She had it knocked off her stick at the blue line, and it's played down the ice by the Hurricanes. As we're going to get another penalty here against Burlington. Cross-check is the call.
Chelsea Tiller's going off for cross-checking back here as the puck was thrown down the ice. She gave one of the Mississauga players a shove, and she fell down. So That's, I guess, what constitutes a cross-check.
So that's the 4th power play for the Hurricanes in this game. Barracuda's still awaiting their first. It's a pass out in front of the net. Mazzi had her stick knocked away. Makoka, she takes a shot. Blocker save. Ferguson, loose puck in the slot. Goes way up in the air. Still free in front of the net. They jam away for it. Loose, and it's found by Ferguson. And some pushing and shoving after the play as the Barracudas keep the yellow sweaters out of the crease.
Yeah, I think Tiana Makokas got her stick in on the glove of Ferguson after the whistle. So that's what the Barracuda defenders were taking exception to.
Audrey Soja gets the toss. Aquino comes in to take it against Kaylee Tiller. It's one straight on net, and Haley Thompson will just leave it for Mackenzie Ferguson to cover, and will reset for another draw. Soja and Tiller again. And Kaylee Tiller gets the win. Sent around the boards. Thompson couldn't catch up to it. Played out to the front of the net. Here's Soja. Works it to the corner. Back up to the blue line. McDonald takes a shot that's blocked, and I took a bite out of Sarah Elson as she'll head to the bench after the clear. Here's Kira Owen. Owen for Soja. Soja trying to connect with Kruzic. It was into the skates of Addison Lee. Kruzic on it behind the net now. Feeds the point. Here's Kira Owen. Steps up, sends it to the side. Aquino with a shot. Ferguson the save, and again a whack after the whistle.
That's twice in a row that Ferguson has taken a late poke at the glove after the whistle. And if you don't call it now, I don't know when you're going to call it at all. Because, you know, the mantra is to protect goaltenders, and if you let both of those go, that's not really what you're doing.
So over halfway through the Mississauga power play, 54 seconds to be precise. It'll be Langus and Frege on this face-off over to the left of Mackenzie Ferguson. Hurricanes get the win. Makokas down low. Here's Theron. Theron for Langus. Back to Theron. She takes a shot. That's off a body and wide. Trying to get it back out in front, and that's picked up by Frege, who will clear. Hepburn steps out to play it behind the net. She leaves it there for Kika Ho. Ho plays it ahead. That's off the stick of Theron, and Biazzi will send it right back to the corner in the Mississauga zone. Ho. Makoka, she had some trouble with it. Now Ho's away. Skates it over the line. Works in. Shoots. Missed the net. Krusel couldn't come up with the puck. Picked up here by Zahn. She tries to play it off for Langus. Langus to the blue line now. Gloins. Theron shoots. That missed. And will come all the way back around to the line. And that does get out to center. Offside called against the Hurricanes as we're back to 5-on-5.
And the Barracuda is asking for that puck to go all the way down on a potential intentional offside, because the amount of time or the amount of ability that a linesperson has to communicate with those players that are offside does end up determining where that face-off goes.
Flipped down the ice by the Hurricanes now. Chelsea Tiller fresh out of the box. Plays it to the blue line. Butler trying to shovel it out to center. Kalpakis gets in there as well to try and push it over the line. It's picked up here by Mazzi. Mazzi into the middle. Loose puck. Ferguson save. Comes out to the corner. Mazzi takes it around back of the net. She had her stick checked by Chelsea Tiller. Here's a centering pass, and Haley Thompson knocked that away. And another penalty call coming here against Burlington. Looked like interference. And it's going to be, I think that's unsportsmanlike too.
Yeah, so Kaylee Tiller's getting another checking penalty, an interference penalty, and now Chelsea Tiller has taken an unsportsmanlike conduct for arguing with the official who is just like I don't know where the line is. You know, like how do you play the game when things are happening on both sides of the ice, but only one team is the one that's getting penalized?
Yeah, this will be penalties 5 and 6 for Burlington. 1 for the Hurricanes. It came while they were on the power play, so no power play on that instance for Burlington. It's 5 on 3.
Yes, and a full 2 minute
2 minutes.
5 on 3 as well. Well, it's funny, you know, we've been told by officials that I know to quote unquote lay off the officiating on this broadcast, and you know, I would if it made sense.
As Addie Butler will take it up the ice shorthanded, works it in deep and chases after it. Pasma. She plays it across. Picked up here by Sarah Staley. Staley over the blue line. She stops up. Plays it back to the point for Pasma. Pasma steps in, shoots that deflected wide of the net. Addie Butler gets to the puck and she'll clear it down the ice. Marissa Gloins picks it up behind the net. Gloins feeds it ahead. Carried in here by Jamie Theron. She stops up. Plays it up to the point. Kate Pasma plays it across for McDonald. McDonald, side of the net, Theron, she missed on the one-time shot. To the blue line now. Taya McDonald, her pass to the near side. Pasma almost was headed off of the chains. That's to turn back to play the puck. McDonald steps in, fires a shot, and Mackenzie Ferguson comes up with another stop. McDonald now for Owen. Owen back to McDonald. McDonald shoots, that missed. 40 seconds to go in the 5 on 3. Owen walks the line. Owen sends it across. A sharp angle shot. Ferguson comes up with another stop. Up to the point again. McDonald steps in, sends it down low. Here's Petal. Rink wide. Fanning on the shot there was Theron. Theron back to Owen up top. Owen sends it across. That's out of the reach of McDonald. Regains the puck. Plays it up top for Owen. Owen. Theron shoots. Fanned on it. Heeled it wide. Haley Thompson clears the zone with 10 seconds to go in the 5 on 3.
Really strong positioning from all three penalty killers on the entire stretch, and Mackenzie Ferguson as well. Really strong on the puck.
So we're back to 5 on 5. Here's Chelsea Tiller. Feeds it ahead for Kaylee. She's got a step. Kaylee Tiller in. Backhand. She scores! Kaylee Tiller off out of the box and on the board. The game is tied.
Just incredible stuff from Kaylee Tiller. She has been targeted by the officials all game. Comes out of the box and buries the tying goal with about halfway gone in this third period. And that is how you respond to getting out of the box. You kill off a 5 on 3 and you come back and you tie it almost immediately.
Well, what a momentum swing in this game for Kaylee Tiller, and what an energy boost for the Barracudas as it's chipped in deep here by Lauren Crusoe, looking to keep that pressure on. Ella Frigi trying to step in and hold the zone. Chelsea Tiller, who picked up the primary assist on her sister's goal, holds the zone. Here's Mazzy. Plays it off the end boards. Flipped ahead. Skated up by Kruzic now. Kruzic drops it off. Aquino with a shot that's kicked away by Ferguson. Makokis steps up from the blue line to hold it in. Kruzic trying to cut into the middle. Has some room. Kruzic shoots. Save Ferguson. The rebound bounces wide. Addison Lee goes off the glass and down the ice. It was off the stick of Pasma, so no icing here. Pasma. She plays it ahead. Sticked away by Haley Thompson. Addie Butler now. She goes off the boards to the blue line. Gloins kicked it back, and now Haley Thompson's got it in the neutral zone. Thompson trying to thread one through for Tiller. That misses and goes to the opposite corner. Oh, behind the net here. We're going to get another penalty against Burlington as Haley Thompson bumped into the Hurricane behind the net as it's touched up by Sarah Elson. And for the 7th time this game, a Barracuda will head to the box.
Yeah, it's Haley Thompson getting a body checking penalty behind the net when she's just making body contact with a defender behind the net as she's trying to pass to go make a play on the puck. So I think I've already said enough. It's not much else to say other than to continue to be negative, and quite frankly, I just don't want to do that.
So another big opportunity for Mississauga, another big test for Burlington, whose penalty kill has shone in this game. It's stopped up behind the net here by Hepburn after the clear. Kira Owen sends it ahead for Staley. Staley tries to play to the middle. It's knocked away and sent out by Butler. Barracuda's trying to get a quick change here as it's skated in by Kira Owen. Owen drops it back to Staley. Staley skates it down to the corner. Stops up, feeds the blue line for Owen. Owen, her shot gets through, and it's fought off by Ferguson. Staley, blue line. Owen shoots, scores.
Tough one for Ferguson. Again, she wasn't quite expecting the shot, and unfortunately just left her 5-hole open. And so that snuck through, and Burlington's going right back on the penalty kill for another unsportsmanlike conduct from this particular official.
Haley Thompson, as she was coming out of the box, something was said, so right back to the power play go the Hurricanes after taking the lead. Kira Owen, the goal scorer. And that's penalty number 8 against Burlington. Again, just 1 against Mississauga. That is bounced off the boards and comes onto the stick of Owen. Kira Owen plays it up towards the net, holds the zone now. Sends it in deep. Kruzic. Here's Aquino. Sharp angle shot that's sticked away by Ferguson. Langus holds it in. Plays it to the middle. Good stick there from Ella Frigi to keep it away. Now Langus back to the blue line. McDonald. She got knocked down. Shot blocked away by Ferguson. Played up to the blue line. Here's Kika Ho. She shoots. She missed. Aquino tries to find some room in the middle. That's knocked away from her and out to center. Makokis, she lost it, then Frigi lost an edge. Almost had a break there, but ice here at Cheswood a little rough and couldn't keep her footing. Makokis, she's taken to the boards. Addison Lee goes after it, plays it off the glass, down the ice. Behind the net here is Makokis. Sophia Makokis ahead for Kika Ho. She has to turn back away from the pressure of Catalano. Theron. She'll chip it up the boards. Out of the corner. Here's a sharp angle shot that glanced off Ferguson and away. Lead pass. Kaylee Tiller. She's bumped in the neutral zone. Petal. Skates it over the line. Gets it in deep as Addison Lee tries to tip it ahead. Biazzi gets there and she'll backhand it down the ice. Final 15 seconds of the penalty to Haley Thompson. Behind the net is Pasma. Pasma goes to the near side for Gloins. Loose puck will roll on to Ferguson, and she'll cover up as Haley Thompson gets out of the box, and we'll get a little 5-on-5 play.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Maybe we'll get about a 5-minute stretch of 5-on-5 action. Wouldn't that be nice? Burlington, another face-off in their zone.
Puck comes to the middle. Here's Aquino. Couldn't get the shot away. Good stick from Bianca Hart to disrupt that. Here's Maddie Delahunt. Sends it around. Bianca Hart. Drops it back. Elson goes back to Hart. That skipped over her stick, and Kruzic will fire it back in deep. Maddie Delahunt for Sarah Elson. And now Catalano. Gabby Catalano. She lost the puck, and Kruzic has it for Mississauga. Kruzic. Here's a lead pass. That's tipped ahead by Aquino. And now a foot race, and Kruzic is in. Annabelle Kruzic sent it high. Ferguson might have got a piece. As it's played off the glass. Gets past Butler and out to center. Here's Kira Owen. Owen, her lead pass. Finds Soja. Soja in, shoots. Glove save Ferguson. Addison Lee collects the loose puck. Lee plays it to the blue line. Held there by McDonald. She fires a shot that didn't get through to the net and finds the stick of Chelsea Tiller now. Tiller, red line and in. Kira Owen goes back for it. Owen around the boards. Haley Thompson for Chelsea Tiller. Pass across was knocked away by Mazzy. Here comes Makokis. Tiani Makokis in, shoots. Blockered away by Ferguson. Thompson. Her pass out to center was disrupted. Kika Ho has that knocked away. Addie Butler trying to get in after it. Butler. She's taken to the boards. It's dropped back, sent around the boards where Lauren Krusel was there for it but couldn't hold the zone. Bouncing puck knocked down by Krusel. She'll play it to an open wing. Sends it in deep. Aubrey Biazzi. Biazzi around behind the net trying to find Frege. Frege had her stick checked as it comes loose to the corner. Staley battling for it as now Makokis comes up with the puck. Out to center, bouncing puck out into the Burlington zone. Here's Delahunt. Maddie Delahunt for Juliana Kalpakis. Kalpakis, her pass ahead, goes all the way down. Played up to the blue line. Juliana Kalpakis trying to work it deep. Comes out at the blue line, is skated away here by Langus. Langus works in, plays it to the middle, and Biazzi with the tie up. Now Bianca Hart's away. Hart skates it in. Bianca Hart had her stick checked, and it bounces away to the corner. Chelsea Tiller drops it back for Sarah Elson. Elson to Catalano. Gabby Catalano had that jump her stick as she tried to get a shot away. Haley Thompson steps up to hold the zone. Thompson, quick shot, blockered away as Butler goes after it now. Butler got it around. Pasma got a stick on it.
Ferguson to the bench.
Empty net for Burlington, 6-on-5. Sarah Elson shoots, deflected, and there to find it was Hepburn with 1:47 to go.
Another cross check in front that goes uncalled against Mississauga. And yes, it was Makokis that was missing her neck guard for an extended period of time and was not told to get off the ice.
The timeout called here by the Barracudas, 1:47 to go, and Burlington no stranger to this situation. We saw it just yesterday.
Yeah, we see it quite, well, I don't want to say quite frequently, but we see it somewhat regularly where Burlington down a goal late in the game, call a timeout, and they're able to find that tying goal in the dying seconds, right? 30 seconds left in the period yesterday, find the tying goal, and then win it in overtime. Now, not being quite as heavily outshot as they were yesterday, but still, Mackenzie Ferguson has been spectacular between the pipes, keeping this team in it. Another 16 shots in this third period puts her well over 30 on goal, getting close to 40 again. So, yes, Burlington's getting outshot, but again, a lot of the shots have been relatively on the perimeter, so that's allowed their goaltending to stand tall, keep that puck out, and give them a chance to tie this game up again.
Same 6 skaters that they put out in yesterday's game for the 6-on-5. The top line, the top D pairing, Ella Frege, the extra. And off the draw, they get possession. Here's Chelsea Tiller. Takes a shot from the point. Scores! It's another late equalizer. The Cardiac Cudas come through again. Chelsea Tiller ties it up.
What a shot from the far point. Chelsea Tiller loads it up and roofs it right under the bar. and stuns the Mississauga Hurricanes. Once again, we are tied late in the third.
So we continue here, a minute 37 on the clock after Chelsea Tiller tied the game. Here's Addison Lee now. She goes up the boards and finds Kaylee. Kaylee's got a step, and Butler's with her. Stops up, tries to center, and it was behind Addie Butler, who was going to the net. Kruzic plays it off for McDonald. She'll fire, save it, rebounds loose, and Ferguson finds it and hangs on.
A good solid cover by Ferguson again, right? The rolling puck in the blue paint there. You don't want to take any chances late in this game. So a freeze of the puck and another face-off.
Frege on the face-off, gets the win. It comes to Addison Lee. She'll go off the boards to Lauren Krusel, who gets it out to center. Rolled in on net. Ferguson stops it, leaves it there for the captain, Tiller. Chelsea Tiller drops it off for Addison Lee. She steps around one and plays it ahead to Bianca Hart. Hart in over the blue line, sends it to Frege. Frege shoots, that was knocked down. Now Krusel with a shot that was kicked away by Hepburn. Battle for it down low. Krusel. Hart was tied up down there as it's picked up behind the net by Kika Ho. Ho has Krusel all over her. Played it ahead for Staley. Drop back by Langus for Kika Ho. Out now, and Sarah Elson retreats for it. Elson plays it off the end boards and finds Maddie Delahunt. Delahunt, she'll play it down the ice. That will roll. Not enough on it for icing as Kika Ho gets back after it. Pass up through center. That's knocked away. Delahunt backhands that over the glass and out of play with 7.6 on the clock here in period 3.
Oh, this is a crucial face-off here. It will be inside the Burlington zone because it was lifted out of play from inside the blue line. So really important face-off to just get the win, keep possession of the puck, and force the overtime.
They do get the win. They'll drop it back for Chelsea Tiller, who will wait this out. And for the second straight game, the Barracudas claw back and force overtime. 2-2 through 60 minutes. And what a game this has been, Jared.
Well, and this really makes the follow-up for tomorrow very interesting as well. Both teams are guaranteed at least a point, and neither will get 3 points either, which is going to make things interesting. I think Mississauga was curious about whether or not they were going to potentially sweep this group.
There's lots of discussion here that
the timekeeper, I think, is arguing about the length of time that the overtime is, and we had the same issue yesterday where it was 5 minutes put up on the clock, and then they had to make sure they changed it to 10. So 2 minutes currently on the clock for a break for these two teams, but it should be 10 minutes that goes up on the clock.
This period is brought to you by BDO Canada, Assurance, Tax, Advisory. People who know BDO.
Queen periods is on. And now we get the confirmation from the officials that it's 10.
And I just want to highlight once again Mackenzie Ferguson in this game. 44 shots on goals, 42 saves, has been a major factor in helping Burlington force this second overtime in a row. And I can't say enough about the goaltending of this team. You know, they've really missed Mackenzie during the regular season with her injury issues that she tried to come back potentially a little bit too early from. And then a bit of a confidence rattler almost in the senior game where she allowed 5 goals, but Burlington still able to come back and win that one. And now this, again, a 42 save performance going into overtime is just a really strong showing from a goaltender that hasn't seen a whole lot of action in a long time. So really massive credit to Mackenzie Ferguson and this team for not giving up once.
Hurricanes get the face-off win as Sophia Makokis will drop back to her own zone. Makokis, both Makokis is out there for the Hurricanes to start as Sophia Makokis will spin back in the neutral zone. Now she'll skate it in. Sophia Makokis trying to get it out in front of the net. Now Tiani Makokis. She plays it up to the blue line. Working in is Staley. She'll play it back for Tiani Makokis. Chip to an open wing. Staley there. Staley checked by Butler, who was the hero for Burlington in overtime yesterday. Butler will head off for the change, and Kaylee Tiller comes out. Skated in. Driving wide. Here's a chance for Staley. Had it knocked off her stick by Addison Lee. Kira Owen. She'll retreat all the way back to her own zone. Owen around the boards. Haley Thompson is there. Thompson trying to settle the puck down. Has it knocked away, but Kaylee Tiller drops it back for Chelsea. Chelsea Tiller. She'll spin back out to center and regroup for Burlington. Chelsea Tiller takes off now, speeding over the line. Has Thompson with her. Tiller for Thompson. Thompson, a backhand shot, and she didn't get a lot on it. It's stopped by Hepburn. Kaylee will reset in the neutral zone. Kaylee drops for Chelsea. Chelsea back to Kaylee. Kaylee drops it off for Sarah Elson. As the Barracudas complete the change, Elson will drop it back for Chelsea Tiller. Dropped off for Sarah Elson. Elson. Oh, Barracudas got to be careful here. They had an extra skater for a moment. Fix that quickly as Ella Frege comes out from the bench. Flip pass from Gloins. That's tipped into the Burlington zone. Losing an edge for a moment. There was Langus. Sends it across. Here's Gloins. Gloins drops it off. That got away from Mazzy, and Maddie Delahunt will shovel it down into Mississauga ice. Gloins leaves it behind the net, and it's taken and skated ahead by Mazzy. Maria Mazzy plays it into the middle. That's out of the reach of Langus, who will shovel it down to the corner. Chelsea Tiller drops it off, and Haley Thompson will collect. Thompson, her pass for Frege. Frege was headed to the bench. Now she's on the attack. Ella Frege in, drag, shoots, knocked down. Good block from Kira Owen. As Haley Thompson will reset things in the neutral zone for the Barracudas. Being shadowed there by Pasma, and now turning up the ice is Thompson. Haley Thompson into the middle. Kaylee Tiller scores! Winner, winner! Kaylee Tiller, the overtime hero for Burlington. They have done it again.
Kaylee Tiller gets on the score sheet not once but twice and continues to dominate a second overtime win in a row for the Burlington Barracudas, and that certainly complicates things in Group B for tomorrow, as Mississauga, with a regulation win and an overtime loss, is now tied with Burlington with 2 overtime victories, 4 points each for these two teams.
What a couple of days this has been, Jared. Just unbelievable stuff.
It truly is. I keep smiling every time I think about yesterday's game, and now I'm going to do it again today. You know, in spite of, like, you could say whatever you want about this team, that they're undisciplined, that they take too many penalties, but they are a chippy team that will not give up and will not back down when they face any kind of adversity at all. They faced a ton of it in this game with the amount of penalties that were given to them. But it's Kaylee Tiller stepping up with 2 goals. It was Haley Thompson yesterday, Kaylee Tiller today, 2 goals each. And I can't say enough about this team.
So we will be back tomorrow. The Central York Panthers, the Barracudas' opponent, that will be back at Scotiabank Pond. And for Burlington, a chance to punch their ticket It'll be a 2:45 start as the Barracudas a chance to punch their ticket to the gold medal game on Sunday. And what a tournament this has been, Jared. Unbelievable stuff, and still more to come tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us for this game today. We'll be back tomorrow with more Barracudas hockey action. Before we go, a thank you to our sponsors.